As a teaching resource for music technology, Sounds Active Essential Sound Engineering has been designed to support a number of modes of use. For classroom teaching, Sounds Active can be used with a projector as a lecturing tool, or teamed with a smartboard, it can also be an interactive centerpiece for group discussion. Material can be taken directly from the lesson content. Alternatively, the equipment store offers instant access to demonstrate and discuss effects and processes.
It's 100% what they need to look at before they go off to do the practical tasks. So I like to use it at the start of a lesson. For example, if that day they're going to be recording a guitar part, we'll look at the part on Essential Sound Engineering that's focusing on different techniques of recording the guitar. And it might just form the first introduction to the lesson, and then it's a practical lesson thereafter.
Independent learning is very much the natural setting for Sounds Active. For personal study in the classroom, or even used at home, students can work through lesson content at their own pace. And by using the on-screen virtual equipment hands-on, students acquire valuable practical skills and techniques.
The idea of having a piece of software that you can tinker around with at home, you can look at in the classroom, you can look at in a studio situation, you have the mixing desk facility, you have the frequency facility, you can literally look at every aspect of sound engineering for over every level. It is totally accessible for any pupil. It's accessible for every single level because obviously in one class you have the less able, you have the more able, and this way they can all work at their own pace. You can also dip in and out of each lesson, so you can create your own curriculum for it. You can either follow the suggested plan on the software, or you can develop your own.
The combination of self-paced learning and interactive content encourages students to experiment and gain confidence in a friendly and safe environment before they embark on real project work.
I think some pupils and also staff can be quite nervous coming into a studio for the first time and a little bit intimidated by all the technology. So I think it's very, very good that they can actually spend some time working with the software first, and they can see you know, a mixing desk on the screen like that, get to know what that looks like and what all the buttons do, so that the next time they walk into a studio they've got a little bit of confidence, they've got added confidence to go in there and really know what they're doing.
Sounds Active is extremely effective as a consolidation tool, used throughout the term and in the run-up to exams. Key sound engineering concepts are generally defined in terms of how they sound, so the ability to fully recreate them on demand has much more impact than a simple review of facts in a textbook or course notes. In particular, Sounds Active covers many recording techniques that usually require time and access to a studio and equipment to set up. The opportunity to instantly review these techniques opens them up to consolidation for the very first time. Sounds Active has so many other exciting applications that it's easy to overlook its use as a reference tool. In fact, for both staff and students, the depth of material in Sounds Active and its easy-to-access structure makes it ideal in this role. Lesson outline pages are organized according to the natural workflow of a recording project, and every topic is one click away from this level. For most topics, the combination of expert tutorial and interactive elements offers not just an explanation, but a true multimedia experience of the underlying concepts. Of course, real teaching rarely fits neatly into boxes. In any subject, the availability of teaching resources, facilities and equipment all place constraints on how many students can be accommodated. More importantly, the availability of experienced staff determines what can be taught and what methodology is to be used. Teaching music technology, and sound engineering in particular, suffers greatly from these limitations, often to the point where it's impractical to offer the subject to more than a handful of students, or even to offer it at all. Sounds Active was specifically designed to bring practical, hands-on sound engineering to as wide a group of students as possible. A reasonably modern PC or Mac and a decent set of stereo headphones or speakers is all the equipment needed to run the software. There are two licensing options, a 5-workstation license and a site license. Depending on the school, a 5-workstation license may be all that's required. Chosen carefully, the 5 workstations running the software can go a long way.
So I have had the system, my 5-site licence, I've actually got it on 3 Macs for the pupils to use and on 2 classroom PCs which are connected to the Promethean board. I can actually use the programme on the Promethean board at the start of a lesson to teach my whole class, and not only that, I can use the interactive pen for the pupils to come out and try experiments in front of the class and to generate class discussion on what we're actually focusing on that day, whether it be mixing or processing.
For maximum teaching impact, a site license allows Sounds Active to be installed on an unlimited number of computers at that location. However, a unique feature of the site license is that it allows staff and students to install and use the software at home, which adds a totally new dimension to the teaching of sound engineering.
Well, the site license is exceptionally helpful because it allows us to do some of the work in class, set them homework to go home, carry on with the work in the house, coming in the next day or the next week ready to actually confidently begin a project, confidently work using the equipment in the department rather than having to do the entire thing in school all the time. So it's been invaluable.
You can find more information about Sounds Active Essential Sound Engineering at soundsactive.com, or in the short video, Sounds Active Essential Sound Engineering. What's it all about? You can also try it out for yourself by requesting a demo disc from your nearest Sounds Active stockist or directly from DB Audioware. Sounds Active by DB Audioware. Smart tools to teach music technology.